Hello and welcome. This is Heidi's Homemade and I'm Heidi. Hello, this is episode number 57 and welcome to my Flosstube. Let's see. School is out, so yay. I don't have to go back until July if I don't want to, but I will be going at some point during the summer to fix up my room and stuff like that. That being said, unfortunately I will not have as much free time as I would like, but that's okay. And my stack of whips is wobbly. Okay, so my train of thought just went boom. So I've had a busy May, last part of April, May, since I've last done a video. I had intended to do a video sooner, and then I got a cold, and nobody wants to see that or hear that. So, so I put it off, and I did do Mania this year. However, I decided that I'm going to do a separate video, so depending on when you're seeing this, you might have already seen that video, or you may be watching that next. Who knows? I did start 31 new projects for May because I'm insane, I don't know, but and I've already started all of them, and today is May 27th, and it is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and yeah, so I have some stuff I want to do this week, so I wanted to go ahead and get those starts started. So those are all completed as far as starting them, not finished the projects. But train of thought is derailing. Okay. So I guess first I'll start off with what my book looks like. And let's see, I'll go back to April, since the last time I talked to you guys was back on April 12th, which I'm really not liking the fact that I'm only able to do a video maybe once a month. I'm hoping that over the summer I can get maybe a little bit back on track, but I don't know how much, because I will be going to StitchCon in June, and I'm going to Weekend B, so if you're interested or you're going, hi, I'll be there. So yeah, I don't know, because of the way that that's going to fall and being traveling, if I will have time to do more than one video. I know I'm going to probably do a video when I get back, but I won't be back for at least a week after StitchCon. So it will be towards the end of June. And most people who will have gone, I'm assuming would have already done videos by then. I don't know. I might, depending on what everything looks like, I might do one from the road. So that's a possibility as well. So, excuse me, I had a cold, and I thought I was pretty much over it, but apparently I'm not. So, back to my calendar book. So, this is what my April looked like, and I put stickers on the days that I do not stitch. So in April, I stitched a total of 21 days. So there's my April. And here is my May. And as you can see, I did start a few extras on a couple days because I knew here at the end of the month when school was out, I was going to want to get some other stuff done. So I didn't want to have the pressure of having to start something and, you know, take time away from other stuff that I was trying to get done. So, yeah, anyway, that being said, I have a bunch of whips to show you from the last part of April. I do have a couple finishes. The finishes are from my Mania starts, but I feel like that video is going to be long enough. I don't need to show the finishes as well. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a sneak peek of my Mania starts with the 3 finishes that I have from my Mania starts. I do have a bunch of whips, a couple finishes, not fully finishes, a little bit of haul, some thrifting that I wanted to show you, and at the very end I will show you progress on my crocheted sweater that I've been doing. So let's get going, because this could be a long video as well, so we will see. I did spend some time a couple weeks ago dyeing a bunch of fabric. So if there's any interest in seeing what any of that looks like, leave me a comment below and I will get a video made of that. I was thinking about doing one later this week because I was thinking about dyeing up some more fabric. So, not that I need it, I have a ton of fabric, but maybe after watching some of my videos and seeing the stuff I've been stitching on my new dyed fabric, yeah, it looks cool. So anyway, let's start with some finishes. So these were staffs actually, so starts and finishes. I finished these all on the day that I started them. So first up, and not in any particular order, first up I have Christmas Hippo from the Blue Flower. This little guy is so cute. I stitched him on a little scrap piece. I think it's Toasted Marshmallow from Forbidden Fiber Co. You can see there's, excuse me. You can see there's a little bit of modeling in the background. I think that's going to look cool. He does have a little white ball on the end here, and his hat has white, but in the camera it's kind of blending into the background of the fabric. But he's going to be so cute. I don't know if I'm going to try putting him into a little hoop or if I'm going to just finish him as a little pillow ornament. I'm not really sure. But that's him. Then my next one is La Fantôme. This is JBW French Country Ghost. And he is on 18 count black, and I used just B5200, and he stitched up so fast. It took me a couple hours, I would say maybe 3 hours, to finish him, and he looks super cute. I have started a small collection of the French country motifs, and I really enjoy them. I'm waiting to get a few more done before I decide what exactly I'm going to do with them. And they're all on different types of fabric, so who knows. The next one is another JBW Designs French Country Crow. I think it's Le Corbeau. And this one is, oh, this is a fancy floss. I'm not sure, I don't remember. I don't have the bag or the floss with me. I don't remember. It is a fancy floss. It is stitched on 36 count, sorry, brain, not working. Okay, 36 count Black Magic from My Vintage Needlearts. And he's super cute. Little scrap piece that I had. I thought he fit on there quite well. He has plenty of room on the sides, a good inch on the sides, that I would be able to finish him however I want. Probably a little pillow, I don't know. So those are my 3 finishes from Mania. So if you want to see the rest, tune into the next video. Okay, so moving on to whips. In no particular order, I, let's see, worked on Prairie Schooler, Father Christmas, and I have to figure out what I did. Oh, I finished this guy. I remember because I stitched the little pocket on there. And these are on 18 counts French Country Mocha with all the called for colors. And then did I start a new one? I must not have. I think I just finished him. This is where I'm at on the other one. I usually start like 3 or 4 of them at a time and go from there. And I'm pretty sure I did not stitch on this guy. If I did, it was just to fill in his face. But the first 2 are complete. So I finished this one. And then this one was from previously. So those are that. I should probably put those away so I know that I've already showed those. Okay. And because I don't care about seasonal relevance, they are in my If You Can't Stir with the Big Girls bag that I made. And then next up is Bumblebee Etchings from Heart and Hand. This was a market release that I started when I got it. And I ordered all of my stuff from market this year from Lindy Stitches. So this one is on, I don't know, this one might have been actually the toasted marshmallow. It's a Forbidden Fiber Co. I'm not sure which one it is. And in person you can see the bee's wings, but on here they kind of fade out a little bit. I don't know if I can get that. You can kind of see them. But they're kind of designed to be a little bit ghosty. So I have the first part where the bee skep is complete. I have the bee almost complete. I just have to finish going around his border. And then I will be able to go on to the third part of the pattern. So I got the whole bee stitched the last time I picked this up. And it is 18 counts. It's a, like I said, it's a Forbidden Fiber Co., but I'm not really sure which one. It was a scrap piece that I had from something else that I made. There's that. Okay. Next up is Forest Home by the Blue Flower. So there's that one. This was my birthday start last year. And I haven't gotten too far, but I will show you. I need to take my little needle minder off because he's kind of heavy. So I have the outside frame, and let's see. I don't have any hanging threads this time. This is what I have so far. I am using all the called for colors. This is on 40 count raw because I thought that the colors really looked nice on it. I tried a bunch of different fancy linens and Adas and none of the colors really looked right, so I ended up going with just raw. I was trying to make sure that all the fancy flosses would look good, because I could always change the other stuff. But I wanted to make sure those looked good. So that's that. And that is my bag of Garden of Sig. Let's see. Next up, so this one was a new start, and I'm going to end up having to frog it because I counted wrong. And let me see if I can get the cover picture. Okay. So this is Blossom Cow from Nath, Nolu, I think is how you say it, Nolu. And I had actually intended to do this one as my smallest exchange for StitchCon. However, when I started stitching it, and this is on 20 count Mimosa Green, I stitched all this blue and went down here. And then when I started stitching that pink center of the flower, I realized that I was off by a stitch. And as I was going, I was like, okay, well, that shouldn't make too much difference. I'll just fill it in and then, but then because I counted off of the flower to do these petals into the next flower down here, it's going to make the entire back end of the cow off by 1, which in theory shouldn't make that much difference. But as I was looking at the pattern, I was like, there's no way I could fudge that. Like, it's going to look weird. So this one has been in timeout since I started it. I am probably going to frog it and just take it completely out and then restart it, because I do actually really love the pattern. Hence the reason why I got it. And I really like it on the green. But I think in order for my mind to reset, I will need to just start it over again and put my floss back in the bag. So that is my current thought process on that one. Next up is you know what? Let me check my book. I'm not sure I stitched on this one. I'm looking at it and I'm like, did I stitch on this? I did. Okay. Hold, please. Okay. Sorry about that. Had to blow my nose because that's great. Next up is Winter Songbird. And I did verify that, yes, I did stitch on this. I couldn't remember. It's been a while since I did a video. Oh, there's Sirius. You can see him in the background. Okay. So this is also by Nath Nolu. She's actually becoming, I think, one of my favorite designers here recently. I like the birds and the animals and stuff. You'll see a few of those. So this is this is a 18 count Forbidden Fabrico. This one has a little bit of a purplish background tint to it. I've got plenty of fabric. I don't know what I was thinking. I think it was because I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it, and by the time I would have trimmed it, I didn't know if there would be enough to really leave for whatever. Plus, it's the scrap of a bigger piece that I used for something else. So I think it might be granite, maybe. But that's what I have so far. I have into the shading at its feet, and then there's like a plant here and a little plant here, and then like his head, and that's it. It actually stitches up pretty quickly. I just haven't given it more time because I've been doing my new starts. So there's that. Oh, I do have the bag. It is Harvest Moon by Forbidden Fiber Club. There is that. Okay, next up, this one just has a little bit of stitching on it, of new stitching on it, I should say. This one is How Does Your Garden Grow from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And you may remember me saying that I have a tiny decisions wheel, and pretty much each day that I go to stitch, I spin the tiny decisions wheel to decide what I'm going to stitch on that day. And every once in a while, it lands on How Does Your Garden Grow? So I'm trying to think. I added in the leaves, the stems and leaves of the lavender. I finished the handle things of the tools, and I think that might be it. I only stitched on this for one night, so that might be it, but I'll have the picture of the before up there so you can see how much I actually added to it. Because at this point, which is one of the problems of doing a video only like once a month, is I don't remember how much I've stitched on stuff. And I don't know why that's not closing, so we will put that and worry about that later. Okay, this one I did some car stitching. And let's see. And I think I actually finished the one that I was stitching, yes. So I did some car stitching, and I stitched on, let me find the actual pattern. On Mitten, Kitten, Satsuma Streets. And it makes excellent car stitching because you can see the holes and not have to worry about missing anything. So there is Mitten Kitten without her beads, but fully stitched. Ah, serious. Hi. So yeah, so I guess I had another finish. So there is that. Okay. Next up. Okay, so this one was a finish and another start, because this one, let me get the pattern out here, is Loveable Petites from Little House Needleworks. And I think I'm only going to do 3 of these. I think I'm going to leave this one off, and I'm just going to do the other 3. So I have this on 35 count red pear from Weeks Dye Works. So there is the little love, that's the finish. And then this one is the start of the one with the cakes on it. It is this one here with the cakes. So I just started it. It's got its little border started, and then the base of the cake stand thingy. So he started. And this is the called for fabric for this pattern. Okay. So there is that one. Okay. Next up is Pine Crossings. This one I started as one of my 12 by 12 starts. This is Pine Crossing from Robin Pickens. And I have this on 16 count Silver Star from my Vintage Needlearts. And this is what I have so far. I know I added in this tree up here and this, and I know I've added in a lot of the shading, the background shading. I don't know if I finished this tree last time you saw it either. But when I work on this, it goes fairly quickly. I try to finish a motif before I put it away. So there is that. But since I am really only stitching on these for like one night, I haven't gotten a ton of progress on anything. Okay, next up is Hoot Magic, and this was a restart since my Whip Parade at the beginning of the year. So this is the pattern. This is by Mama Witch Stitch, and it's a really cute design. I really like it. I started it on a navy blue and I hated it. I think I just hated it because I was using two strands on 18 counts, and I don't do that anymore. So I think that's why I hated it. But, you know, I started it over again. I am doing it on a me dyed 18 count, and this is what he looks like. I've added in quite a bit. I started working on the mushrooms that are going around him, and I've got some of the tree branch thing going into the moon here and over here. You can't really see it because there's nothing around it, but once I get stuff around it, you'll be able to see it better. In person, you can see it just fine, but on screen, it washes out a little bit with the fabric. But he's looking really cute. I'm really liking him. And that's, like I said, like one night of stitching. Because when I do spin my Tiny Decisions wheel, it is like for one night and then I move on. I should probably do it for like a week or something, but or like 3 days or something like that. I don't know. Okay, next up is my Fairy House by Cottage Garden Samplings. Okay. I feel like I'm really struggling, but I shouldn't be. Okay. So this is Fairy House. This was another one of my 12 by 12 new starts, which I only started 7 for 12 by 12, by the way. Okay. And I have not trimmed my fabric yet. I really need to get around to doing that. So this is where I'm at. And I've got a lot of the roof done, and I'm really trying to find a good spot for that. I'm really liking how it's coming out on this color. It's like a oatmeal color. Let's see what color. Yeah, it's oatmeal. It's 20 counts Rustico oatmeal. And obviously I do not need this whole huge piece of fabric. I will trim it down at some point. when I kit these up, I just like threw the fabric in and figured I would trim it later. But I'm just using the called for colors, including the specialty colors. So there is that. That one I feel like I made a little bit more progress on than some of the other ones. Okay, this one I didn't make too much progress on, but I did make progress. This one is, if I can find the picture, is Gathering Snowflakes from Luminous Fiber Arts. And I had started this as a 12 by 12, not this last year, but the year before that. And I hadn't picked it up because I thought that I had miscounted somewhere along the line, and so I was dreading having to pull it out. And when I picked it up, it didn't seem like I had miscounted, so I just went with it. And I have a hanging thread. Let me pull that to the back. And this is on it looks smaller than 40 count. I'm not sure. Serious, stop. Go lay down. But I think it's supposed to be 40 count true blue from Fox and Rabbit. So I added in the bottom part around the snowman's face is what I've added. And it looks really, really nice on this blue fabric with the white. So when I go to pick it up, I should be able to continue working on it and get the rest of the snowman in there and then move on to the birds and everything. So there is that. And I'm just using a B5200 for that. Okay, that is all of my cross stitch whips. Moving on to haul, I guess. So I have a few things that I guess you could call it haul. I picked it up off the freebie table at AZ Stitchers. So I picked up this Dimensions kit. It is Overlook Cafe. It's the Gold Collection Petites. So I picked him up. I thought the colors are very vibrant and very pretty. And I have not done one of these in a while. It comes with 18 count. And it looks like it only has, it's got a lot of backstitch. Of course, because it's Dimensions. There's a lot of half stitches in the background, and then it's full stitches in here. But I haven't opened it to see the instructions or anything. But it's all there. So I grabbed it and thought that it would be something kind of different and fun for me to stitch on that I haven't done in a while. So there's that. Okay, moving on. I picked up this guy. This is Puntini Puntini Sparkle and Shine. And it is a Christmas tree. We're decorating the Christmas tree there. And I picked up Hands On Design, Sorry, Can't, Stitching by. Then I picked up Lori Holt, Bee in My Bonnet's Autumn Love. I really like these, and I just ordered what is it? The Market Fresh Flowers. I should be getting that. I'll have it for my next Flosstube, obviously. But even if I just do like the individual motifs by themselves as little pillows or something, I think that would be super cute. But I really like those. So I picked it up. And then I also got Welcome to the North Pole from Primrose Cottage Stitches, which is super cute. So there's that. So I got those patterns and the kit the last time I went to AZ Stitchers. I think it was the last time. It might have been the time before. I can't remember if I've been there twice since I last talked to you or just once. Okay, so yesterday I went thrifting. Yay. And I don't buy a lot of stuff when I go thrifting. Usually it's very specific things that I look for. And one of those things that I look for are frames. So I picked up a bunch of frames. They're all smaller. They're all smaller. But that's cool because I do a lot of small stuff. And I don't always want to put everything either in a hoop or make it into a little pillow or whatever. So I like having some options of frames. So I picked up a bunch of frames of random sizes. These were like in like bags of like 3 or 4. So I got this guy that I can easily paint or add things to, which I love because I didn't spend a whole lot of money. I spent $15 on this whole stack. Okay. So this one, metal frame, easily paintable. This one comes with its own little mat. This is a Fujifilm frame, so that means that this mat is probably like a 3x5 because that's the size of like the original Fujifilm prints. Okay, this one, and I don't mind if they have like a little bit of scrapes or anything on it because I will probably spray paint this, so it's not going to make any big difference to me because it's not going to be this color when it's done anyway. This one I thought was really neat. I really like the leafy pattern along the outside. It's a 5x7 frame and it came with its own little thingy. So there's that one. This one I thought was also neat. This is a 4x6 frame. Upside down, I guess. Just the thingies here. So there's that. This one I thought was neat looking. And like I said, none of these necessarily have to be the same color when I'm done with them because paint exists. So the only one I think, this one I think might be a dollar store frame, but I'm not really sure. It looks a lot like some of the frames that I've seen at the dollar store, except for this is actually wood, so I'm not sure. But it's just a basic frame. It would be super easy to do something with. And then this one is the nice wooden frame. 5x7. So all of those I picked up for like 15 bucks. Maybe. I don't think it was even 15 bucks. Might have been 12. It was a very, very good price for all of these frames. And I will be going through my box of finished stuff to see if I can't pop something in some of those frames. Probably in the next couple days. I'll probably do that. And then one more thing that I got. This guy, I picked up this clock on like this pedestal thing, and it is the kind that you can unscrew and take the clock part out. So I'm going to make this into a finishing piece. I thought that would look super cute. And it does have some scuffs on it, so I am planning on refinishing it, painting it in some way once I figure out what I'm going to put in it. So everything was half off at the thrift store that I went to. So instead of paying $8, I paid $4 for this. So I thought that wasn't too bad. And I like the fact that it stands, so it can be a freestanding finish. Yay. Okay, so that is it for the cross stitch. I do have one more whip to show you, and that is a crocheted project. So before I do that, I usually talk about floss tubes that I have watched, but I really haven't watched a ton lately that are new. Let me pull up my history and see if there's anything that Oh, I caught up with Stitchman Darcy's videos. I haven't watched his videos in a little while, and so I kind of binge watched a bunch of his videos. I think like 4 or 5 of his videos. Let's see. Oh, Cross Stitch in Cambria. I checked out his new video. I've been following him for a while on Instagram, and so I was super excited when I saw that he had done a Flosstube video. So, and ironically, I did not know this before I watched his video, but we are from like the same area. Well, I don't know if he's from there, but he lives there now, in Northern Illinois. So, I did send him a comment, and I was like, "Hey, I'm a dislocated neighbor." So, but yeah, so check him out. He likes to tell stories. I found it extremely entertaining. I don't know if that's for everybody, but I am looking forward to seeing what he does with his channel as he goes forward. I know, serious. I'm finishing up. Give me a minute. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go on. Go on. So yeah. So that's probably the only new one that I have. Okay. Hang on. All right. Come here. Come here. Well, you probably want to come over here so that you can actually jump up here. Over here. Here you go. Up. Up. There we go. This is Sirius. He is in desperate need of a haircut. It is on my to-do list for this week. He is starting to run into things because he can't see. Because he's got a little bit of that sheepdog look going on right now. So yeah, so I've been watching my usuals, Just Keep Stitching, Helen D, let's see, Jason Cross Stitches. I've watched all of his videos that he's posted. He's been doing such a great job. Let's see, I think, let's see, Sarah Stitchery, Garon Stitchery, I watch them all the time. Sunshine Stitchers. Let's see. Lindy Stitches. Yeah, I think that's about it that I've watched. I haven't watched a ton of Flosstubes lately. Because I just haven't had as much time, I guess, lately. Okay, serious. I pet you. You got to say hi. Can we get down now? Can we get down? I have one more thing to show the people. One more thing. Yeah? Can I put you down? Yeah? Okay. Okay. One more thing here. Okay, so I showed this I think a couple videos back. 2 maybe? I don't know. So this is a sweater that I have been working on. And all the yarn. There we go. Okay, so I am on the side back. Okay, so there's obviously the neck hole, so I'm working back to the back of the sweater, because this will sit something like this. So I'm working on the back side of the sleeves and the back side of the sweater. So it's going to be super cute when it's done. I am struggling a little bit stitching on it simply because I am using an acrylic yarn, and acrylic yarn, something about the way that they finish it, like a spray or something that they put on it, whatever they do to finish the yarn, because it doesn't bother me once I have rinsed and soaked it and all that stuff, but as I'm stitching on it, it's like chemicals will like flake off or something, and my arms literally will get like chemical burns. So I don't stitch on it as much as I would like to get it done, because my arm was literally peeling like a week after that, because it was like I had a sunburn, but I hadn't been outside. Because it's 95 degrees here in Arizona, and that's hot. So, so yeah, I'm an inside cat, and my hobbies reflect that. so there's that. If you're interested in watching my Mania new starts, stay tuned, because I'm getting ready to do that video after this. And if not, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and thank you. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe, and hit that like button, all the things, all the YouTube things. But otherwise, I will see you hopefully in less than a month, but I'm not sure. Possibly I might try to do a video before I leave for StitchCon, but we will see. It depends. It will be tight in my planning stuff to get a video squeezed in. So we will see. But otherwise, like I said, stay tuned for my Mania New Starts video, which will be coming up shortly. And I will see you later. Thank you.